Y'all know I can't see, so I have to look. Hey, Miss Engaged Woman. Good to see you. Yolanda. Janet Levine, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. The Honorable Judge Tammy Stokes is on. Always good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. E. Joyce Paris is on with us. She's always on. I think she's been on from the beginning. Good to see Perlette on as well. Good evening to you. Hey, and good to see Laura Renee. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit so you can see the wall. Don't be nosy. All right. So hopefully you can see. Can you see it? All right, there we go. Camila, thank you. Good to see Reverend Vonametria Jackson. Good to see Mike on. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you for joining us. Always good to see you, sir. Good to see Dr. Tony Jordan has joined us. Jeff, it is Friday Night Live. Good to see you. Good to see Joanne on with us. Thank you so much. And again, Barbara Dolores is on with us. Hey, let's go. Let's do this. Good to see Judy Nixon Johnson on with us. Thank you for joining us. Good to see Barbara Kaufman on. Lynn has joined us. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Alfonso Rabot Ola and Felice Dia on Hispanic Heritage Month. Good to see Felicia on as well. Ruth is on with us as well. Crystal Creations, good to see you. The legend himself, Tyrone Brown, Tyrone Hollywood Brown, good to see you. Snowy Polite has joined us. And Patty has joined us from Florida Space Coast. And Michael Bolton has set the tone. We're not having no mess today. Don't start now, won't be none. Erica Kane is on with us. Eloise Dudley, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see Edward Markion. Good to see you. And Monia for Ruin Tai. Good to see you. And thank you for always being down with us. We appreciate you. Good to see Lahoma has joined us. So good evening, Lahoma. Good to see Deanna Blige on. Thank you so much for joining us. Antoinette Swindell is on. And Molly Lieberman has joined us. Good to see Molly, the Kid Whisperer. Good to see Crystal Campbell from South Carolina. Good to see Janice Gregory. Thank you for joining us as well. And Glenda Jones says she has no power in Liberty City. Andre Patterson, thank you for joining us. Inbox me, Andre, and let me get on that. Tyrone, I've heard that you were trying to send it. So I'll check to make sure that we have it, but I thank you for honoring us with that. Thank you. Good to see Brenda Ponda on with us. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Who else? Let me see. I'm trying to do two things at one time. Just trying to check one thing. Let me see. I'm trying to check it. I'm just trying to check to see. Oh, no, I see why. Okay. I did the wrong thing. Rain. Ruth is complaining about the rain. Good to see Jacqueline on. Mardell Carter, good to see you. Tina Hodges is on with us. Rita is on. Good evening to you. Sabrina Robertson, good to see you. And Shauna Kennedy, good to see you as well. Virginia, thank you for joining us. And guess what? I'm glad that you're with us too. I'm really glad that you're with us. So thank you so much for joining us. Let me see. Jacqueline Grant is on. Barbara Patterson, thank you. Good evening to you. The terrific Terry Mobley is on with us. And so we're glad that you have joined us. And I'm going to need your help to figure out this whole ESS thing. Because it wasn't this complicated before. They just called you and said, you know, we need you. You want to come. And now you got to go through all this stuff. So Terry Mobley, I'm going to need you to help me get through this, okay? And I know you can help me because you're smart like that, okay? I'm just trying to finish up one brief thing. Okay, there we go. Good to see Angela Kirkland on as well. Good to see Joe Watkins. Rita says no power in Liberty City. Catherine, good to see you as well. And Barbara, hey, we're going to be live and looking forward, Alfonso, to the 2022 gala. I'll actually be out of town, but coming back in town for that. And I mean, yeah, we're showing love to our girl Flage, doing her thing academically and athletically. So very, very proud of that young lady. Celestine James, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Lo James, thank you. I appreciate you for that. Chanel says hello from Richmond Hill. So hello, Chanel. Thank you for joining us. Cynthia, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Ruel Francis, good evening to you, sir. Renee is on with us as well. Iron Bull, the week has been absolutely crazy. It's still going on. That's the crazy part. It's still going on. Puda Bear, happy Friday. Vaini, happy Friday to you. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Cynthia, good to see you. Let me see. Cynthia Sampson, happy rainy Friday night. Good to see you. The Honorable Kendra Roll, the commissioner from Brunswick, Georgia, is on with us. Glad to have you. And Alan wants me to pass a moratorium on ceasing the rain. You know what, Alan? If I could, I may not, but you know people are going to blame me anyway, right? You know it's my fault. I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. Sasha, thank you for joining us as well. Good to see Brother Keith on with us. Lita is on with us. Good to see Vanya on with us as well. And Helen, thank you for sending me hugs. I need them. And yes, Michael, I did enjoy that show of Lost in the 50s at Savannah Theater. I loved it. I love every show I go to the Savannah Theater. Actually, the last one I went to was Huxley Scott on the 31st. Talk a little bit about that as well. Audrey Baker, good evening to you as well. Good to see you. And Christiana is checking in. She's watching tennis on ESPN. Carlita, thank you. Good evening for joining us. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. Julia Dinkins is on. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Helen has gotten into us before we got into us, but we'll be there. Good to see, let me see, Chastity on with us. Thank you so much. Monica, hello, good to see you. And yes, it has been one thing after another. The building, Ernestine, the building at Durant and Montgomery Street. What building? Durant and Montgomery. Andrew Hall, Houston, good to see you. Michelle Glover has joined us from Pula. And Iron Bull, we'll talk a little bit about that. Ask me about that in a minute. Hey, Aida, good to see you. And always great to see the Honorable Gabrielle Nelson. She is City Councilwoman for District 1 in Port Wentworth. And she does such an amazing job. I know that people don't tell you when you're doing a good job, so I want to tell you you're doing a good job. People don't know how hard it is till they get into the seat. So thank you for being in the seat and for making things happen. Lydia, good evening to you. LaMonica's on with us. And LaMonica, you have now a big job with the Parker's House. 100 unaccompanied women we'll be providing shelter for. And so congratulations on that. I know you'll do a great job. Shane is on from Virginia. Hey, Christy, tell Christy that I said, hey. Angela Kirkland is on. Good to see Bryn Grant. I had a chance to hug her this week, and we have started talking about the United Way. And I'm going to have to get you on, Bryn, and talk about the United Way. Kay is on with us. Good to see you as well, Kay. Thank you for joining us. Jasmine Polly, good evening. Sandra Diggs, hello. Good to see you. Ruth, it's hard to afford to live anywhere, but we'll talk a little bit about that. Barry, hello. Camasita Garcia, good to see you. God bless you as well. Ursula is on with us. And thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. Dana is on with us as well. And Lorena is on watching from Thunderbolt. Christy is here. Okay, so that's the Christy. Okay, yeah, my friend Christy. Good to see Sister Luana Tillman on. Thank you, Kathy Brown Grant. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen. You know it's Friday. I mean, you know what we do on Fridays. We know what we've done. We know how we do it. We know how we get together. We know, Judy Mincy, good to see you. We know that this is the longest relationship, situationship in the history of Facebook, in the history of histories. And so, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Welcome, welcome, welcome to week number 129 of Friday Night Live. Yes, Friday Night Live 100. And here we go again, 100. And I'm trying to make sure my light doesn't go out. Wait a minute. Do I need to put this light in? Wait a minute. Make sure I don't have no problems. Wait a minute. Make sure we don't have no problems at all. Let's see. Let's give me the power I need. All right. So week number 129 weeks. One day, Barry, good to see you as well. Shirley, good to see you. Week number 129, Mickey. Mickey, we're not taking your foolishness today, but if you want to be silly and ignorant, Mickey, then by all means, you could do that by yourself. Okay? If you're watching this, that means God has kept you alive. Forget getting killed. Just talk about it from anything. So you want to bring your negativity on, then let Mickey go ahead and do that. I'll let y'all deal with her and her ignorance. Good to see you, Pastor Joseph Irvin. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good to see Pastor Thurman M. Tillman. Thank you. Good to see you, Janie. Thank you for joining us. Michelle, good to see you. And again, week 129, we can't stop, we won't stop, we can't stop, we won't stop. Good to see you all. And again, y'all deal with her and her ignorance. Tracy, good to see you. Thank you so much. Shannon, who feeds me so well, good to see you. 904 days, y'all. 904 days. We have been at this thing. Kathy Middleton, thank you so much for joining us. I am just so excited. Again, no matter where I am, I'm going to be here. And the fact is, as you could tell, I'm a little out of pocket and I was doing some stuff. But then in the midst of them doing some stuff, I said, look, I got to go. They said, why you got to go? I said, because it's Friday night. I got stuff to do. I got a job to do. I got folk I got to be with, folks that are expecting me. And so I need to be here with them. Good to see you, Kashia, as well. And Tam Reeves is on with us. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for joining us. So week number 129 is what we always ask you to do. We ask you to go ahead and like the page. Go ahead and like the page. After you like the page, we want you to share the video. Evangelist JP, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your prayers. Go ahead, like the page. Go ahead, like the page. That way you know when we have stuff to say, then we tell you what we got to say. And again, I don't go on here for foolishness. I'm just not going to do that. So if you want information, particularly now that we have hurricane season, good to see the Queen herself, Michelle Reed, on as well. We know that, when we have something to do, or something you need to know, you can hear from me first. Hey, Katina, tell your mom I said hello. And we know she don't have time for us lately. So, my feelings about that, but just tell your mom I said hello. So thank you all so much for joining us. We are so excited that you're here. And then, as we do every week, and we know how we do it, we send out love to our girl, Tara. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you would indulge me again as we show love here and how we show love to our girl, Tara. We show her that we are Tara Strong. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that right quick. And I can't hit it as quick because I'm on location. Let me see. Let me send it. There we go. So I've sent that out as well. Pam is on as well. We appreciate you for joining us. And so we're sending out love to our girl. Rockin' Robin McDaniel Beth from Kansas City, Missouri has joined us, and we're so glad that you're with us. Always good to see you, Rockin' Robin. And I know, it's football season is in, so we know you'll be all over the country with those Chiefs. But anyway, thank you, Patty. I appreciate that. Thank you for being with us. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'll kind of lead into it as I'm feeling led to lead into it. So, the world is mourning the loss of Queen Elizabeth, and to be honest with you, my feelings were hurt. I mean, I never met the Queen, but I just felt like I knew her. I felt like, we were connected in some kind of way. And I realized that, the United Kingdom and the United States and Savannah have a very, very close relationship that goes back, centuries. And so, but I felt bad. I mean, this lady, we watched her kind of go through all kinds of stuff. But she always just appeared to be stoic and always appeared to be gracious and always appeared to be excellent in all things. And, even when hell was going on in her household, and some of y'all know how that is. Sometimes you have hell going on in your household. I mean, at one point it was Charles and Princess Diana. Well, now King Charles and Princess Diana, and then it was King Charles and Camilla, and then it was Diana and the new boo, and then it was Diana dying, and then you had the two young boys and how they felt toward their father. Then you had the other prince, the one that was in and around Jeffrey Epstein, and was all caught up in that. So, Mike, I didn't say it was great. I said we have a connection. So, listen to what I said, and don't misinterpret what I said. But nonetheless, she dealt with all of that, but yet she continued to be able to serve, and continued to serve. And we saw, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Keith. Prince Andrew. Then she goes through this going on with, Prince Harry, getting him an American, wife, and then American wife of African heritage. And then you have the fact that they're now, he's like, what you won't do for love? He's like, look, I renounce my throne. And he's like Prince Hakeem and going to America. So he moves to North America and gives up his royal privileges. But yet through all of this, she was a head of state, but yet she was a mother and she was a grandmother and she was all of these things. And yet she discharged her duty. She never missed a step. And to serve for 70 years. 70 years. When I was born, she was serving. And she served up until at least 2 days before she died. It's just a life of service. So, I mean, I feel a sense of loss. Again, never met her, don't know her, but I just felt like I did know her. I felt like when Diana died, I was heartbroken. Never met Diana, but I just felt like I felt a sense of loss. So, God saved the Queen, and what a magnificent life of service, what a magnificent life of honor and dignity. And the Queen has now gone to meet the King, because there's a king, and so the Queen has now gone to meet the King. And so certainly our condolences go out to those in the United Kingdom, those Savannahans that have British ancestry, and so we appreciate that. So again, Mickey, this is not your thing, so you can wish all you want to. We just not there. So I wanted to talk about that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I was excited that we have, fortunately, have given time to be able to hopefully resolve this issue as it relates to the Evergreen Cemetery. And the Evergreen Cemetery has been an eyesore for years. I remember, good to see Kwanzaa on as well. The Evergreen Cemetery was something that at one point was a black-owned cemetery. It was not perpetual care, meaning that it was taken care of forever, yet the owners of it, Sidney A. Jones, Carolyn Jones, the funeral home, treated it as if it was a perpetual care cemetery. And so for years, it was taken care of. And Miss Jones died, and her son assumed it, and it went really, really left from there. And like I said, I had my grandparents are there, my aunt is there. I have not been able to be there in quite some time, over 4 years. I could not be there because you couldn't get to the graves because it was so overgrown. And there were so many people who were coming and they were helping to try to do their best. But as you know, with grass in Savannah, when it rains and the sun shines, it rains even higher. And the fact is that this is just not how we should treat those who have lived among us, those that we love. The cemetery was not getting better. And so therefore, since it wasn't getting better, we decided to go ahead and try to help make it better. So I think we found, Patricia, good to see you. Good to see Coach Cassell Bell. Who y'all playing this week, Coach? But back to what I was saying is that now we're going to do a friendly condemnation of the Evergreen cemeteries that will help us to be able to not only own it, but to cultivate it, to keep it taken care of, and making sure that people can access the graves they have. So it's taken us many, many years to do it. And so glad that we've been able to get that done. Good to see Debbie Williams Walker. Good to see you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. There was a question about, there was an accident that happened the other night that I happened to be, and we had 2 officers that were hit by a car that then absconded. Fortunately, the officers are okay, although the car was really jacked up. It flipped over. I visited both officers in the hospital. and they're going to be okay. Broken ribs, broken shoulders, and all that kind of stuff. But they're going to be okay. And the Georgia State Patrol is investigating that, so we have no more information other than what GSP is reporting. So we don't investigate ourselves. We don't investigate incidents involving ourselves, Chuck. So when GSP issues their report, then you'll know what we know. And so I think I told you that before. Alan wants to know, do we have a plan in place when Savannah has a bus pull up at midnight with a load of immigrants? What's the rest of it? You think it's inevitable? I don't think it's going to happen, Alan. I think I'm almost sure it won't happen. There's a couple of reasons why it won't happen. The first reason is that this is a political stunt by Republican governors in Republican states. They're not going to send buses of immigrants to Republican states. They're not going to do it. They send them to Chicago, they send them to New York, they're not going to send them to Savannah. Because if they send immigrants here, it will be the state's responsibility to take care of them. So, they're not going to do that. So I'm not really worried about that. Let me see. Yeah, Mickey. Mickey, obviously you're not here every week, so you can't talk about that what you don't know. So not only do I give eulogies, I'm present at those services, so you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm ignoring. I'm ignoring ignorance. And Mike, doesn't mean I have to respond to you. We don't respond to ignorance. Lala is here, so thank you, Lala, for joining us. Let me see. That's what they do, Tam. Don't worry about them. What else? Oh, yeah, thank you. So we've done some major moves. I'm excited about it. Major moves to be able to provide housing for our homeless. We have a good city manager, great city manager. I call him a beast, and we have a strong team of council members. And we're making big moves as it relates to homelessness. Now, the problem is bigger than us, and therefore it's going to require more than us. But we're going to put our hands to the plow and do what it is that we can do. Ernestine says Savannah High is getting beat down in Augusta by Butler High School. Let me see. Let's see what else. Yeah, see. What's my plan on Bonaventure Cemetery? We maintain Bonaventure Cemetery. That's not an issue. There's not an issue about Bonaventure Cemetery. We own it, and or the Greenwich session, we take care of that. So, Mickey, I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm glad you have your top fan badge. The Bible says that He prepares a table before me. So Mickey, I'm glad that you're here. Let me see what else. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. Mike, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, so I'll leave that alone. We have a mechanism to be able to issue complaints, and it's called a professional standards unit, in which you can issue a complaint, and the complaint is investigated, and a finding is made. So I don't deal with rumors, Mike. So If you know of a black man who's being racially profiled by an SPD officer because they have expensive cars, then file a report and go through the process, and then let's see what they say. So just so that you know. Definitely thank you. Tam, be nice. Hey, good to see you, John. Thank you for joining us. And let me see. No, Lala, I can't on this page, but I can ignore them. And so, they ask something that's makes some sense, I'll answer them. If not, I will ignore them. So, but definitely we will let you know what that knows. What evidence I have to back up my incredibly divisive comment about Republican states not taking illegal immigrants? I don't have any evidence. I'll tell you this much: it hasn't happened yet. They have not sent these foreign citizens to Republican-led states. I'm waiting. What? Where? They haven't done it. And I think that's it. I think, again, this is intentional, and I think this is a trend that will continue. So I don't have any evidence. I can just tell you based on what has already occurred. They have not sent them there. Again, this is a political trip. And so, I don't think they'll send them to Savannah. Because if they do, we're sending them to the governor's front door. How about that? So, hey, Sheila, good to see you. Michelle and Mr. Bill, good to see you all. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Oh, I got to talk about that. Gail, good to see you as well. Mike, how do you contact Professional Standards Unit? You can go to the Savannah Police website, look up Professional Standards, or go to Google and just Google Savannah Police Professional Standards Unit. It has the phone number. It shows you the many ways that you can file a complaint, and it takes you through that process. Mickey, because I can comment about what I want to comment about. So Honorable asked an interesting question, and again, in the state of Georgia, it's considered a strong landlord state, and so renters don't really have a lot of rights. They could raise rent as high as they want to without any type of consideration of this, and in my mind, it could be somewhat discriminatory in how they raise it. When you raise rent, $200 or $300 without any really substantial improvement to the dwelling, in a way, that is forced displacement. And we are going to ask our state legislature to be able to help to be able to do that. However, if you have individuals, I'm a landlord, if you have stuff in your home that needs to be fixed, and you've asked and you've put it in writing and asked for it to be fixed, it hasn't been fixed, in Georgia, you can pay for it to get fixed and deduct it from your rent. That is perfectly legal, perfectly allowable. So go ahead, get a reputable person, make sure you get a receipt, you pay for it, you deduct it from your rent. And they can't do nothing to you about that. So just so that you know that. Okay, thank you, Virginia. Hey, Vornice is joining us all the way from Washington State. Glad to have you as well. Jane, I appreciate you. Carolyn, good evening to you. Let's see. Neil is on Golf Club Drive. Stormwater Canal is over the back. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to see what else you're saying. The one keeps it test the water 2 feet Fiku was too. All right, why at City Council yesterday, you treated her like dirt. I hope your environment is clean. As a matter of fact, Neil, if your wife is Holly, I believe, I didn't treat her like dirt. As a matter of fact, I had city staff to meet with her personally, and they met with her for quite some time after the meeting to address her concerns. So, Neil, that's not true. If I treat her like dirt, why would I have city staff? As a matter of fact, our highest level city staff, our assistant city manager, and Team Savannah, several of them that worked with her immediately during the meeting. So I didn't treat her like dirt at all. As a matter of fact, I treated her with VIP class and respect. And so we addressed that. So just so that you know it, I mean, you gonna tell the truth. Neil, you gotta tell the truth. Yeah. Good to see Tiffany Wise is on, y'all. Today is Tiffany's birthday. Happy birthday, Tiff. And we are hoping you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Janet is trying to help a 71-year-old homeless woman who comes to the Jefferson every day to spend time in the restroom. She needs a place to live. Parker's House tells she needs to go through the Homeless Authority and have no vacancies. I think we have the leader of Parker's House on here, LaMonica. Janet is on here, and Janet needs your help. So let's see how we can help this 71-year-old homeless woman. See how we can help her. So, LaMonica, we need your help. Let's get us on there, okay? What else? Good to see you, Melody. And explain the progress my administration has made with accessory dwelling units or ADUs beyond the old Sears. I don't know what you're talking about. I will tell you that we recognize that ADUs, or what's called accessory dwelling units, they're secondary units on the same house. They're called carriage houses. They're called in-law suites. We recognize that this is an opportunity to do a couple of things. One, to deal with issues of housing, and the other issue is a way to deal with building wealth for homeowners. And so we are currently doing public hearings and a survey to be able to get feedback about how people feel about accessory dwelling units. We are fully prepared to allow accessory dwelling units to be able to deal with the issues of housing and affordable housing in communities. We want to make sure that this is something that people want. So you can go to savannahga.gov/ADU survey, savannahga.gov/ADU survey. And so I think we're making good progress. And based on the feedback that we get, you can see some ordinance changes. So that's the deal. Let's see. Well, Mike, that's what we were saying. Rent control is illegal in our state, which is why rents are so high. That's why people are having and catching such hell. Nothing we can do about that. That's the state. The state doesn't allow that. And again, I think I'm a landlord. I think that there could be reasonable rent increases, but some of what we've been seeing across the state of Georgia, not just Savannah, is rent increases that are not reasonable. It's not even human, to be honest with you. So, let me see. Renee is asking about housing and homelessness. There's a time when renters with available renter space advertise using simple signs. This is very convenient. Now, I think in the past, well, that's why we're trying to, Renee. That's why we're doing the survey. So hopefully you have. I'm sure you probably have engaged in this. So thank you so much. Mickey, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm not afraid of any question that you're not afraid to get the answer to. Now, if you don't like the answer, that's kind of on you. So you forget I've been here 129 weeks. There ain't no question you can give me that I'm afraid of. Again, you may not like the answer, you may not agree with the answer, but you're going to get the answer. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer. So, I tell you, have at it. But what we won't have here, and how you will be ignored, is to be ignorant, play ignorant, act ignorant, be condescending, be mean, be inappropriate, and I get to decide that. So, if I didn't want to be held to a high standard, I wouldn't be here every week for 129 weeks. You tell me who's showing up every week for 129 weeks. Anyway, Helen Bright, we thank God for that. Yes. And Bethany, yes, you can call my office. And for Giving Tuesday, ask to speak to Marty Johnston. Daryl has a question, so go ahead. Go ahead, Daryl, ask your question to Center. Good evening to you. And Crystal just walked into the house. I want to know, Miss Barbara, why Crystal is not on with Friday Night Live. What's going on with that? Hey, Jacqueline, good to see you. I was glad to see you this week. I didn't get a chance to hug you, but good to see you. Patricia, thank you so much. Good to see you as well. Everybody is wishing her a happy, happy birthday. To Tiffany as well. And Debbie Williams Walker. Her parents celebrate their 59th wedding anniversary on September the 7th. Happy anniversary to Debbie Williams Walker's parents. Happy, happy, happy anniversary. Iron Bull, if your ceiling in your back bedroom is falling down, it's two things. First of all, if it's not safe, get out of there. Get out of there. Your life is more important than living in a place that is dangerous to you and your family. Secondly, get an estimate about how much it will cost to repair. Go ahead and get it repaired and then take it out to rent. That's what I would do. And if he wants to take you to court, you could show the pictures, you could show the documentation, you could show what you paid, and the judge will forgive it. So, when will my administration follow piggyback Chatham County's passed resolution to address gun violence? Man, we don't have to pass a resolution to address gun violence. We are addressing gun violence. Resolution, the words on your page. We've done more than pass a resolution. We have put money where our mouth is. Not only did we now create the behavioral health unit, not only did we went and created the ONE's office, the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Improvement office. Not that we put millions of dollars in terms of technology. Not only did we enter into a contract to create credible messengers to help de-escalate violence. That's the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. So we don't have to pass a resolution. I don't see the need to pass a resolution. The fact of the matter is we're doing the work. So there's no need to pass a resolution to do what you're doing. We have been leading the way, even more so than Chatham County, about addressing issues of gun violence. And so the proof is there, the budget allocations are there. So I don't see a need to pass a resolution to do that. And I'm glad, Bernice. Okay, so you're in Benton City. Where's Benton City at? Good to see Barbara Thornton on with us. And Mary Merritt, I love you, and you are very, very welcome. I'm glad I was able to help. What else? Ms. Ruel. Well, Ruel, I appreciate that. I mean, the interesting thing is that people believe anything. And what I've always found, even in my law enforcement career, or now especially on Facebook, when people put stuff on Facebook, they only tell one side of the story. they only tell the side that's favorable to them. And then when you look into it, it's a whole lot of other stuff that they just conveniently forgot to tell you about. You know, that kind of stuff. I remember some years ago, you know, the guy, they were complaining, the mother was complaining her son was being followed by police officers and harassed by police officers. And then the feds came and got him for a whole bunch of keys that he was pushing. You forgot to tell me he was pushing keys. You know, that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, we want people can say whatever they want to say on Facebook. I tell people to follow it up with facts. Facts are really, really important. So, Greta, good to see you as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tiffany wants to know, is it possible for a community to be built for truckers with truck parking lots in the complex? There's no way for truckers to park in these communities. That answer is yes, you're correct. We do not allow large trucks in residential communities. Communities can be built for with truck parking lots. That's up to the community or the developer that's building them. And oftentimes they just don't see the need to be able to build them. You know, which is somewhat unfortunate, and is, I'm sure, absolutely inconvenient for people to do that. But you know, it's a good question. Well, again, Mike, this is where you're wrong. The city of Savannah just recently, over the last 4 or 5 years, we have decreased property taxes or held them steady. With the last millage adjustment, we reduced taxes to the lowest it's been in 35 years. So rent increases. So in terms of the city, you know, we're not contributing to it, because if that's the case, we're reducing taxes. Now, with the probably the more appropriate way for you to address it is not issues with property tax increases. It comes with valuation. The value of the property goes up. And because the value of property goes up, then you pay more taxes on the increase of value. And so that's probably a more accurate way to be able to say that. So let's see what else. Oh, Tiffany, I agree. That's why I said earlier to Iron Man, you can fix it yourself. Go ahead, get it fixed. Take a picture, document it, get it fixed, get a receipt, and then you deduct that from the amount of the rent. In Georgia, you can do that. So just make sure you know that. Chuck wants to know, can the illegal camp be removed and the people relocated from under the bridge on Victory at the Truman East Brown? Homelessness is non-constitutional, but illegal camping is. Situation is dangerous. Well, illegal camping, there's no ordinance that relates to illegal camping. You know, we researched this issue, and if it's public space, you know, it's unconstitutional to move someone from a public space. Now, I do recognize that the situation is less than desirable, and I agree that it's also quite dangerous. We are looking at how to address that, because right now we have very few ways to enforce it. You know, again, it's a misdemeanor. And all we can do at this point really is to write a citation, because it's not like you can take them to jail. For what? The sheriff is not going to take them, and understandably so. So, again, that's why we're working with our homeless partners to be able to try to find ways of addressing it. Hopefully with the creation of these 50 new tiny homes, this will help deal with some of these issues by putting some of our roofless neighbors into permanent homes. So I'm excited about that. Thank you to Cinta. I appreciate that. Let's see. Lala, I appreciate that. Salathia has joined us late, but we're glad that she has joined us. What else? Renee, I won't. Thank you very much. I'm reading. Hey, Ed Beatty, thank you for joining us. Yeah, I mean, well, Mike, you can. I mean, you pay rent. Every month you pay rent. So, you can do what you can to mitigate the damage and use your rent to be able to mitigate that. Again, you the one just sitting here heralding the fact that, rent control is illegal. Well, the fact is that, I think it's kind of immoral for people not to be able to people to live in dangerous situations. So, the law provides you to get something repaired and to take it off your rent. So get it repaired and take it off of your rent. So I understand it is raining quite hard in Savannah. It was raining early this morning upon my departure from Savannah, and we knew that we would have a rainy weekend. We know Savannah is lowland, has always been lowland. We know that when it rains for a very long period of time, over a sustained period of time, we know when a high tide comes, we know that we do have the propensity for flooding. We also know there are areas in which where it floods. We do know because of multi-million dollars of improvements that we don't stay flooded. So I'm just asking, if you're out, don't go down that street that floods. Don't try it. Don't try it. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. Okay? Patricia, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Stony, now my beautiful niece is on, and I was in town and I didn't even see you, so I'm all in my feelings about that. Tam, you need help with HUD? Inbox me, Tam, and I'll definitely try to help you. Salathia, I agree with you. There are some cities across the country in which, if you're going to increase the rent, you have to improve their property. Again, right now in Georgia, we don't have anything like that. So, the landlord filed eviction after the housing authority stopped paying them. Okay, so I think you need to get the housing authority to act on your behalf. Good to see Ms. Julia Carter as well. Eddie, we have a visual campaign on litter, and we have teams of people who go out every single day and they pick up litter all day. Unfortunately, litter doesn't get there by itself. People put it there. And so what I'm hoping on is, although when we have a fully staffed police force, we start writing tickets for people to litter, I think that'll change some of that behavior. Right now people do it, and I think you have to have, people to feel good about where you live. I walked around, walking around town, and I had some paper in my pocket from a fast food restaurant. I walked around that in my pocket all day long. When I got home and I looked, I said, I put it in my pocket because I couldn't find a trash can to be able to do that. So, I'm all for whatever helps. When am I going to allow Dr. Perry to bring some city planning strategies to Savannah? I think we pay a Metropolitan Planning Commission, a Metropolitan Planning Organization, and we hire a team of planners, and we have the ability to connect with a variety of nationally recognized planning organizations and planning experts. They kind of handle all of that. So I let them do what we pay them to do. Um, why is Georgia not included in the minority home loan program that Bank of America is offering? Tiffany, I do not know. But if you shoot me a inbox, I definitely will find out. Lennar, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Daryl was in an accident with a state vehicle and he ran a stop sign. They're saying the state is exempt from insurance. I understand that's correct, that the state doesn't have to carry insurance, but they are self-insured, which means that you can file with them directly and get it paid that way. I hope that you're all right, Daryl. Adrienne from Jacksonville, Florida. Good to see you. Oh, Crystal Kaufman has finally joined us, y'all, as well. Let's see. Cynthia says we have to address the speeding issues. Yeah, we do. Again, speeding deals with enforcement. And so not only have a traffic unit, we have brought in the Georgia State Patrol to help with speeding. We just have to slow down. So, I agree with you. And we decreased the taxes, but what you said was property taxes increased. Our property taxes have not increased. The property tax has decreased. The valuation changed, therefore, what you pay in taxes has increased. Mike, you have, I know this stuff, so you can't, you have to say it right. You said property taxes increased. City property taxes have decreased to the lowest level in 35 years. That's a fact, since 1987. Now, because your value has gone up, you're paying more based on the value and not based on the tax. So, again, do you prefer your value of your home to go down? The reality is people say they don't want extra taxes, but but does that mean you don't want extra valuation? When you get valuation, that means your equity goes up. Equity meaning the amount of money you own in your home. Your value goes up, means your home is more valuable to you. If you sold it, you could sell it at a higher price. Good to see Brother John on with us as well. Jacinta, if you know how we can do that, let us know. We'll do it. Well, see, Tiffany, the city does not allow, and you can understand that. We do not allow trucks in residential communities. They don't belong in residential communities. It's a blight to residential communities. Nobody wants to ride up and see a truck in their community. Now, I think it might be a great opportunity for a business owner or somebody to create some truck parking. I don't see where a new community, again, Savannah doesn't really have room for new communities, but I can't see where they would just build a truck park for people to park trucks. I just think that, that's part of the cost of doing business and maybe find a business. All right, let's see. Mr. Dr. Perry, again, we have a process by which that happens. And so if you want to meet with our planning folks, I have no problems with you meeting with them. All right. Good. Thank you, Brother Dinkins. I appreciate you. Why did the city of Savannah condemn Evergreen Cemetery after the city failed to resurrect. Willie, what are you talking about? The city of Savannah is doing what's called a friendly condemnation. And it's a legal term, but the condemnation in this sense is not a bad thing. The reason why the city is condemning it is because the heirs want us to condemn it, because it's so tied up in liens and claims that the only way you can free the title is to condemn it. So this is a good thing to be able to clear it so that it can be owned. Right now, the Evergreen Cemetery is in limbo because nobody can do anything with it at all. You just can't do anything with it because it's so tied up. So the heirs are cool with this. This is a friendly combination. We are helping the heirs, in which we will pay them the value of the property, and they will actually get cash for their inheritance. Otherwise, they have a cemetery that they can't bury anybody in, and that they're being held responsible for through that property. So that's why we're condemning it. We're condemning it because for years, people have asked for us to do something about it. For years, we have been spending taxpayer dollars and using sweat equity of neighbors and friends to be able to help to fix this property. And the fact is that it's an eyesore and it's dangerous, and that's why we are doing it. And so again, what you're saying, Willie, again, it's not true, and it doesn't make sense. The friendly combination means the heirs agree to it. They will sign agreeing to it. If they did not want to do it, then we could not do it. We would not do it. Because the fact of the matter is that when we assume this cemetery, we assume everything about it. I know all about Evergreen Cemetery. I know that when people had deeds and they would send their loved one there to be buried in a spot that they thought they owned, when they dig into the hole, there's already a body there. And I know that some of these bodies were some of these graves were sold more than one time. That was part of the problem. So, this is something that the heirs want. This is something that the city wants. It's a win-win. I fully support it, and we can finally start taking care of this cemetery in the way that it deserves to be taken care of. So, thank you so much, Gail. I appreciate you. Yeah, Mike lives in Port Wentworth. Thoughts on controlling the speeders on Drayton and Whitaker. We're talking about speed tables. We've talked about one laning it. We've talked about a bunch of different things to try to slow it down. We've tried already with the lights and the pedestrian accoutrements there. Again, this is a part of a long-term solution to figure out how we slow down with traffic. We do know that Drayton and Whitaker has become a speedway, so we have been working and still are working on traffic calming in those corridors. Thank you, Carol. Construction of the I-16, I-95 has changed. What happens if we need to evacuate during a hurricane? Good question. Again, that is a state road, but as it is right now, we can evacuate. We can get out. It might be a little slower going, but the road is passable. You can pass it. When this is all done, it will be even more passable, and people can get out even more. Hey, Mike Dickens, good to see you. Tiffany, you don't think that the department should be able to charge over $1,200 a month? Well, again, that goes back to the state. The state allows them to charge what they want to charge. Good to see you, Miss Loretta. Let's see. Or you said it's still raining. Sheila, good evening to you. Michelle, thank you. Marvin, you call the office and we will put you in contact with those that you need to be able to talk with. We pay professionals to help us to do those things. I sound sick. I probably sound a little nasal. My sinus is acting up a little bit. Been traveling today, and it's been a little bit different. So, Ed, you're absolutely right. Litter, tree clippings, all that stuff adds to that. How am I going to ticket and enforce on a ruthless person? Well, that's what I was talking about. Can we address if the city will implement new driving laws? Salathia, driving laws are governed by the official code of Georgia, which is state law. So driving laws are affected by the state. The state makes driving laws. The city does not. Let's see. How many black-owned businesses do we have downtown? I do not know. No, well, Marvin, again, we pay people. We pay people. So, again, we have a team of individuals that advise us, advise me. And so if you want to talk with them, I will be more than glad to make that happen. Hey, Iron Bull, I hope you're all right, man. Be safe, okay? And Mike, as you can tell, I mean, I really don't, I can defend myself. So, Hung, Jayden, good to see you as well. And thank you, Lawrence Buddy III for the LB3 Foundation. I appreciate that. I did comment, Chuck. Let's see. Okay. Y'all talk about microaggressions. All right, let's see. I'm looking. Who owns the Black Cemetery on Hunter? Bonds and Ross Funeral Home owns. It's called Lincoln Memorial Cemetery. I'm just trying to get through all of these. Thank you, Christiane. I appreciate you. What is the number of the new hotline? 911 or Crime Stoppers at 234-2020 is the number. Should the city be purchasing more land around the Abercorn Creek? We are a major landowner for some of that stuff. I think the other issue is, or the challenge is, you have to have people who want to sell in order to buy it. So, but that's kind of what the issues we have with Effingham County right now is that, we want to make sure we're protecting our water. Diana, thank you so much as well. I appreciate you. Y'all are going in. Y'all be nice, please. Be nice. Margarita, thank you for joining us. I appreciate that as well. See, y'all come on here trying these folk. Affordable tree removal. Can we get Davis and Buster's in Savannah? Yes, we can. If someone Dave and Buster's have to want to relocate here. They locate based on population, and so I think that's what they have to do. Eddie Weiss, good to see you. I hope you're doing and feeling better. Cassie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, Lala. Akatunde, he was supposed to be on as well. So, well, then if you ask me the question, then why you ask me? I mean, again, that's a foolishness, Willie, that you do. So, you have it, then why you ask me? And I'm not sure that's not the Savannah's. I don't think that's a Savannah number. That's not a Savannah hotline. That's somebody else's hotline that you can call. So, my answer was correct, but again, I don't know. You think I think Willie's going to be the new Freddie. I think that's what we're going to do. And Willie, as usual, you're the one that's wrong. But anyway, we entertain you and your foolishness. Finally, Savannah Day on this Monday, 9/12 day. On Monday, September the 12th, we are celebrating. I know, that's what I'm saying, Glenda. So I'm saying Willie don't know what he's talking about. Willie is, he's a curmudgeon. He's trying to, that's not a city number, Willie. So in the city of Savannah, you can call 911 or you can call 234-2020. Whatever Willie's talking about, what Willie is talking about. And so, again, as usual, unfortunately, he's uninformed. And when you try to inform him, he chooses to be uninformed. So that's fine, Willie. This is America. You can continue to be that. And we'll continue to engage you as we have. All we're going to do is put the truth out there. Again, that number that you put out there, I don't know whose number that is, not the city of Savannah's number. The question you asked was, does the city have a number? And I told you it's 234-2020 and it's 911. That number you talk about, we know nothing about. That is not an authorized number of the city of Savannah. So that is some other job you put out there. That's not us. But anyway, Savannah Day, 9/12 Day is on this Monday. This Monday, 9/12 Day, Savannah Day. We want you to show mad love to our city on this Monday. Show love to our city on Monday, 9/12 Day. We want you to put pictures out. We want you to put all kinds of great things out. We want you to show love to your city. The fact of the matter is, I chose Savannah. Now, Savannah might have chose you, but I chose Savannah. I want to live in Savannah. And so that's why, Keith, 9/11 is every year. That's Patriots Day. That is considered a national recognition. So the nation, inclusive of Savannah, recognizes 9/11. But 9/12 Day is Monday. And that is local. That is us. We are owning that day. Tam, if you send me your poem and it's a nice poem, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. So, again, Willie, I'm not dealing with you right now, sir. But I chose Savannah. I love Savannah. Savannah is not perfect, but nowhere else in the world I've been to is either. And so rather than complain about Savannah, I get up every day to make Savannah better. I'm not going to hate on Savannah. I'm not going to hate on people who are in Savannah. And for those who want to live to create divisiveness, if it's so bad, then find somewhere else that's going to make you happy. That's what you should do. Life is too short to be unhappy. And so you go to places where you can be happy and where you can live your best life. Savannah has been good to me, and Savannah has been good to a lot of people. And I'm working hard every single day to make sure that people can live the dream and promise of Savannah. Here I was, a young man who used to come down on summers to spend summers with his grandmother from the time that he could remember. My father is from Savannah. My grandmother's from Savannah. I have aunts in Savannah. And yet I used to come down every summer and hop behind Savannah. And I would say I would never, ever, ever, ever be in Savannah because it's too hot. And then here I am. You know, we get out of school the end of June. The kids here go to school the beginning of August. We didn't go back till September. And I came down for college and thought I was going to go ahead and go back. And it did not. Savannah grew a hold of me. And so I chose Savannah. I've been blessed. I could live anywhere in the world I choose to live in. I'm a professional, and I have the means to be able to do it. I choose Savannah because I believe in Savannah. I believe that Savannah could do better, and I believe that I have the heart, the ability to grind, to work every day to make sure Savannah becomes better by getting stuff done for Savannians. And that is why I do what I do. That's why I'm here where I'm here for 129 weeks, because I believe in the promise of Savannah. So that's why I want you on Monday. Do me a favor, and we'll give you the hashtags. Look on my page for them. But, I mean, let's show some love to our city. It's a poor frog that does not praise their own pond. You know, sometimes that's why your life's not right. You sitting here complaining about your home, complaining about your wife, complaining about your children. Speak life into, there's this power of life and death in your tongue. Speak life into those things as though they were. Dr. Heather, good to see you. Speak life into it. Speak life. Savannah will be an environmentally healthy, economically thriving community for all of its citizens. And that's what I speak into it, all of our citizens, that everybody should have the opportunity to be able to grow up and have food to eat. Everybody should grow up and have a decent house over their head. Everybody should be able to go to good schools where they are educated and fully prepared for the world of work. Everybody should have the opportunity to be able to go into the military or to go, Tam, just inbox me and I'll see my email address. Where everybody has the opportunity to go to college or go to the military. Mike, you've asked every question you wanted to ask, and I've answered. I mean, again, I'm not afraid of being challenged. Again, be prepared for the answer I give you. You may not like it. You may not agree with it, but know I'm going to be prepared for it. But anyway, that everybody should be able to go to college. They should be able to go to the world of work. They should be able to family and have them have health care. And they should have enough to eat, and they should be able to go to a job and make a decent wage and have health insurance, and they should be able to own a home or rent a home, and that is done in a way that they're able to pay for. I believe in Savannah. I believe in small businesses in Savannah. I believe in small businesses having the opportunity to be able to make all the money they can make and be creative. And Savannah is a place for small businesses and big businesses and entrepreneurs and creatives. I believe in Savannah. And that's why I get up every day to work for Savannah. And so for people who have always got crap to say about Savannah, I say find someplace else to live. Because life is too short for you to be unhappy. I love Savannah. And I believe in Savannah. And I'm going to work every single day to make sure Savannah is all that Savannah can be. And you find me any place. And again, I'm as well-traveled as anybody on this live. I've been all over this place. And I can't tell you another place that don't have their issues. They have their own issues, whatever that is. So, just want you to know. So, Mickey, I don't care about all that. Again, I respond with facts. Again, you may not like my answers, Mickey, but oh well. You keep coming here. So if you want to come here, then you're going to listen to what I have to say. And if you ask questions, I'm going to give you the answer I'm going to give you. And you just have to accept it as the answer. If you don't like it, well, sorry, tough. But again, I love Savannah. And I love people like Mickey who just, again, you can disagree with my politics. But the reality is that, hey, I'm in the seat right now. And so, my view of life and my view of this city, this view of a seat for everybody at the table, this view of transparency, accountability, accessibility, and trust is going to be the prevailing view while I'm here. And, if you want to do something different, then, you have those opportunities to be able to do that. So anyway, see, the sense is being mean, okay. But anyway, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I love Savannah. I love Savannah. I love Savannah. I love you. And Vanessa, I addressed that already. And Mardell is putting out some good information. Mickey, I appreciate you. But again, it was kind of like a backhanded compliment. So, God bless you all. And Willie, I'm not answering that because I'm finished. You said it was last question. That's your last question. So, Butler came on here. Ernestine talking about Savannah High. You might get jumped on, Ernestine. But anyway, Tam, we appreciate you and we love you. We love all of you. Thank you for being who you are. Ramona Johnson has joined us. I love you, Dr. Heather, more than you know. And, again, be safe, be safe, be safe. May God bless you. Let's support Savannah Day on 9/12. And, again, thank you all for being Savannah Strong. Have a good night.